Welcome to On the Inside, where we dive deep into the thrilling world of Meg 2: The Trench. Join us as we explore the heart-stopping sequel, decipher its action-packed ending, and discuss what the future holds for Jason Statham and the infamous Megalodon sharks. Remember, spoilers await, so buckle up for an adrenaline-fueled adventure. The following review contains a detailed breakdown of Meg 2: The Trench. Spoilers ahead. Jason Statham is ready to make waves in movie theaters with Meg 2: The Trench, a sequel bigger than the original movie in every aspect. In his second visit to the trench, where prehistoric Megalodon sharks roam free, Statham must also fight against a group of human mercenaries led by the devious Montese Sergio Paris Menchita. Furthermore, Meg 2 reveals there are moles inside the Mana 1 marine research station, undermining the excellent work its scientists do. Finally, in the 6 years between the Meg and Meg 2, Mana 1's technology evolved so much that both heroes and villains have fancy new toys to play with. In short, it's okay if you feel drowned in information by the time the credits roll, especially after that chaotic third-act battle involving all the main characters in the movie, human or otherwise. That's why we've prepared a handy guide to break down the main events of Meg 2, The Trench, and explain what happens in its breathtaking ending. What's the secret base inside the trench? In the time between the Meg and Meg 2, The Trench, Mana 1's researchers have developed submarines loaded with electrical charges and exoskeletons which allow divers to walk freely on the ocean floor, ignoring the crushing pressure of 25,000 feet of water above their head. With the certainty they can keep megalodons at bay, Mana 1's crew has been exploring the uncharted lands under the ocean's thermocline and documenting all the new species of plants and animals that live in the darkest corner of our blue planet. However, right at the beginning of Meg 2, The Trench, Jonas Taylor, Statham, and his teammates end up in a new quadrant of the trench, only to discover a secret underwater station there. The underwater fortress is a mining station overseen by Montez, a mercenary with a grudge against Jonas. After the events of the Meg, Jonas began to work as an eco-friendly James Bond, infiltrating criminal organizations to expose their crimes against nature. Due to Jonas's efforts to keep the oceans clean, Montez spent 2 years in prison, which gives the villain a personal reason to go against Statham's frowning hero. Yet, that's not the reason why Montez is at the underwater station. The mercenary was sent there by an investor of Mana 1, Sienna Glory, who has been using the researchers' technology for her mining operation. Since big industries have not yet explored the trench, extracting rare minerals worth billions of dollars is relatively easy as long as the mercenaries remain hidden. To protect his business from Jonas's intervention, Montez blows up the trench, burying the Mana 1 scientists in the rubble. That kickstarts the movie's main events as Jonas and his crewmates try to survive while their oxygen slowly depletes and the creatures of the trench mistake them for food. Who was the mole inside Mana 1? The secret mining operation wouldn't be successful without someone inside Mana 1 feeding the mercenaries information. While Jonas leads the survivors of Montez's explosion to safety, Mac Cliff Curtis, DJ Paige Kennedy, and Jess Schuyler Samuels do everything they can to reveal who's the mole in Mana 1. The trio takes a long time to access the footage that shows who destroys the rescue submarines and traps Jonas in the trench after the explosion. Unfortunately, when Mac finally downloads the footage from a satellite backup, he learns Jess is the saboteur. While Meg 2: The Trench doesn't explain since when Jess has been a traitor, we do see her sharing a loving kiss with Montez, which means they were in a romantic relationship before she gets eaten by a megalodon. That and the money from the illegal mining operations are sufficient reasons for Jess to betray her coworkers and help steal technology from Mana 1. Who dies in Meg 2: The Trench final battle? When he blows up the trench to bury Jonas, Montez accidentally creates a temporary hole in the thermocline that allows the prehistoric creatures to escape. So, once Jonas and the other survivors return to the surface, they face Montez mercenaries, 3 megalodons, a giant octopus, and a battalion of amphibian mini-megs with sharp teeth. The final battle between all the parties happens in the appropriately named Fun Island. On his way to Fun Island, Jonas duct tapes explosives to harpoons so he can have an effective weapon to fight the megalodons. While Jonas is jousting with sharks on top of a jet ski, DJ and Rige's Whoopi Von Rayum are charged with finding a working phone to alert the authorities, a difficult task since Montez destroys the island's cell phone tower. Meanwhile, Mac and Zhuming, Wujing, try to find more weapons they can use to help Jonas defeat the Megalodons. Finally, Ming, Sophia Kai, is ordered to remain hidden. Jonas uses the explosive harpoons to blow a hole in one of the Megalodon's heads. In the land, heroes and mercenaries play a dangerous cat-and-mouse game while being chased by the amphibian mini-Megs. DJ Enriquez find a satellite phone in the body of a mercenary and call the military. At the same time, Jiuming uses fertilizer to make makeshift bombs he can use against the Megalodons. The financier of the mercenaries' mining operation is killed by the mini-Megs, leaving her helicopter unattended. Mac and Jiuming use it to go after Jonas and give him some support. Meanwhile, Jonas gets into a gunfight against Montes, which ends when the mercenary is eaten whole by a Megalodon. While everyone is busy on Fun Island, Ming leaves her hiding place to help a drowning tourist. Unfortunately, the girl quickly becomes a target for the giant octopus. So instead of assisting Jonas, Jiuming goes to save his niece. The octopus crashes the helicopter, leaving Mick stranded in the ocean. At his turn, Jiuming rescues Ming and uses his makeshift explosive to try to slay the beast. Unfortunately, the octopus survives. Jiuming is about to be devoured when he's saved by Haiqi, the Megalodon he helped her raise since she was a baby. Haiqi shreds the giant octopus while Jiuming escapes. When Jonas realizes Mac is in trouble, he rescues his friend. Using Statham's muscles in perpetual rage, Jonas raises one of the helicopter's blades, waiting patiently for a second Megalodon to jump in his direction and be impaled by the sharp object. There's only one Megalodon left, Haiqi. At first, it seems like Haiqi will devour the heroes. However, Jiuming uses a clicker to give the giant shark the order to swim away. Haiqi obeys, which Jiuming interprets as the fruit of his successful training. For Jonas, though, that only means Haiqi saw a group of dolphins that seemed juicier than the humans. The authorities come to Fun Island after the fight is over. So just to recap, Montez, the mercenaries, and their financier were killed by the Megalodons or the Minimegs. One Megalodon is blown to pieces by Jonas with explosive harpoon. The second Megalodon dies after being impaled by a helicopter blade. Plus, the giant octopus gets ripped apart by Haiqi. Finally, all the mini-Megs get shot down by the mercenaries or heroes. DJ even shoots the last mini-Meg to protect Ming once she returns to the beach with Pippin, the same dog who survived the first movie's events. It's a happy ending for the heroes, but danger still lurks. What happens to Haiqi, the friendly Megalodon? At the beginning of Meg 2, The Trench, we meet Haiqi, a Megalodon raised in captivity. 1 week before the movie begins, Haiqi begins to behave erratically and disobey her training command. One evening, Haiqi escapes her cage. When Jonas and Jiuming depart to investigate the trench, they cross paths with Haiqi. They decide to follow the shark, which eventually leads them to the mercenaries' secret base. More importantly, they discover Haiqi has been misbehaving because it's mating season for Megalodons. So there's a high chance Haiqi mated with another Megalodon and is now pregnant. Since Haiqi is alive and free in the ocean, she could give birth to hundreds of hungry Megalodons before the next movie. That's undoubtedly something we would love to see Statham fight if Meg 3 ever gets greenlit. Meg 2, The Trench is now in theaters. And that's a wrap on our breakdown of Meg 2, The Trench. If you enjoyed this dive into the shark-infested waters, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay on the lookout for more thrilling updates from the world of cinema, only here on The Inside.